Alright, let's get started with chapter 1, and it's the family tree. Great-great-grandpa. I don't know his name, but I do know his last name was A. the Royal, until he changed it to Gonzalez, which is why I have Gonzalez as my last name today. He and his wife would have Johnny, my grandpa Johnny, which would be my great-grandpa, and he married Beatrice. On the other side of my great-grandparents, we have Mary and Carlos, who would have my grandma, Judy. Then we have Opal and Robert and Mac and Marvel, my mom's grandparents. So, now, let's get into the easy part. Opal and Robert would have my grandpa, Lou. Here's a couple information on him.
Grandpa Lou, born June 18, 1942. I have two brothers, no sisters.
No sisters, two brothers now?
Yes.
What were their names?
One was Dwight, one was Don.
Dwight and Don. Did you get along with your brothers?
Sometimes. I have 3 children, girl, boy, girl. I have 9 grandchildren.
I live in the same house as you did as a kid. How was living in the house? What were your experiences living in the house?
We didn't really have any bad experiences. It was a new house.
New house.
Mm-hmm.
Was there room, or was it crowded? Stuff like that.
Fairly crowded. My brother and I shared a bedroom.
Shared a brother did you share a bedroom with?
Brother Don, my older brother Dwight, was gone by then.
Okay.
He was 8 years older.
He was 8 years older, okay. Was the house different back then? What was...
Same house now that it was then.
It was newer, though, back then.
Brand new. 3 bedrooms and a basement.
3 bedrooms, basement.
Typical suburbia.
Yeah. What was the year the house was made?
1954.
Do you have any memories from that house?
Oh, some. Weeds all the time.
Oh, weeds.
Had to do the laundry. Hang the laundry on the clothesline.
Clothesline.
Had to fold the clothes. Had to pull the weeds.
What did you do for fun as a child?
Fun? I never had any fun.
You didn't have any fun?
No, I worked all the time.
Where'd you work?
I had a paper route. I was a sacker at Walls IGA. Worked at the Boy Scout camp in the summer times.
Okay.
I did play junior league baseball.
You played junior league baseball?
Yes.
Alright, then Mary and Carlos would have my grandma, Judy. Here's a little bit of information on her.
I'm Grandma Judy Gonzalez, and I was born June 14, 1951, which is Flag Day. My childhood was great. I had a mom and a dad. I had a little sister, and then later in life we adopted my brother Eddie. That wasn't so good, but that's another story. Remember when we went to Mexico and brought back me a little Chihuahua dog?
Oh.
Its name was Reindeer. And I would always put Reindeer outside, to go potty, and then it was my turn to, bring Reindeer back in. Well, one day when I went out, Reindeer wasn't moving, and I went inside crying. I said, Reindeer's outside laying down, and, he won't come in. Well, Reindeer had died. Don't know what happened, but, it really made me cry.
All right. You said you mentioned you have a sister. That's my Aunt Anita.
That's correct.
My great Aunt Anita, actually.
Yes.
How did you guys get along?
Oh, we got along like 2 peas in a pod, and we still do.
No.
Went to school at Meade, the same school you went to.
Alright, we're back now, and we have my grandpa Buck, who married my grandma Judy, and my grandpa Lou would marry my grandma Jill. Everything seemed right. But no, they had to have some kids of their own. And Grandma Judy and Grandpa Buck would have 3 kids. The oldest would be Vanessa. The middle child would be my Uncle Zach. And then my dad, Sonny. Then on my mom's side, same thing, 3 kids. Oldest would be Aunt Lori. Middle child would be my Uncle Reuben, and then my mom would be the youngest. Now, let's make this pretty easy. my mom and dad would get married, or around 2005. A little while after my Uncle Zach would marry my Aunt Shannon. And I don't know when my Aunt Lori and Uncle John got married, but they got married as well, all around the same time. Now, it's my Uncle Reuben would also get married to my Aunt Jen, who was married to someone else at some point, and they had already had a baby, my cousin Sean. They would marry, Sean would become part of their family, and it's part of my family, so he's there. Anyway, let's get back to them. My Uncle Reuben and Aunt Jen would then start having some kids of their own. Haley, their oldest, and my cousin, who is now actually getting married, and I'll talk about that in the next part. My other cousin Tate would be born after that, and then my other cousin Issa would be born after that. Then my Aunt Lori and Uncle John would have a kid. That kid being my cousin Isabella. Then, yours truly, I would be born on January 25th, 2006. That is my birthday. Then, that same year, in 2006, in December, my Aunt Shannon and Uncle Zach would have my cousin Lily Anna. Now, we gotta do a little flip-flop back and forth stuff. We go back to Aunt Lori and Uncle John. Oh no, we go back to my mom and dad. My mom and dad had my brother, which is, of course, Isaac, born on March 10th, 2008. Then we head back to my Aunt Lori and Uncle John, who would have Sasha. Then we jump back down to Uncle Reuben and Aunt Jen, who would decide to have their final kid, Braylon. And then we jump back really far deep. We're all adults basically at this point, or not adults. We're in our teen years, and my Uncle Zach and Aunt Shannon decide to have their final kid, Adriana. So this is the family tree. We have my great-grandpa, we have my great-great-grandpa, we have my great-grandparents, we have my grandparents, we have my aunts, uncles, cousins, everything. This family tree will continue to grow over the next couple parts, and I hope you stay tuned to see how long it grows. Now, let's get into the next chapter.
Alright, let's get into chapter 2, which would be my infant years. And the only story I can recall from my infant years would be a time at Great Wolf Lodge, which I honestly don't remember myself. I was born January 25th, 2006, a year after my parents were married in 2005. And then on March 10th, 2008, my brother would be born. And that's all I got for my infant years. So let's get into chapter 3. Baby stories. Do you have any baby stories of me?
Oh, yes. You were the easiest one to take care of. I got you at 6 weeks old. I had you until you were 3 years old because Grandpa said the rule was every grandchild we got had to leave at 3 years old so they could learn how to interact with the other kids. And I totally agreed, okay?
Okay, so my mom took me to your guys' house every day until I was 3.
Yeah, well, not at the beginning, because when you were born, that was in January, and it was very cold. So I went every morning up to your house, probably until about the middle of March.
Okay.
Oh, you were easy to train. You would lay down, you knew it was nap time, and you would sleep for at least 2 hours. I mean, you were just the best baby. Out of the 4 grandkids, you had top honors.
Let's go ahead and talk about the next one. When my cousin Liliana was born. How did that interaction go?
She was jealous of you. She didn't like you watching the TV. I had a separate room for you kids to watch TV and play with your toys. She would get mad and shut the TV off on you. And then she'd throw a little fit and kick the walls. Yeah, I have a lot of marks on I had a lot of marks. We no longer live in that house. But, yeah, she would throw her little temper tantrums.
And then came along my brother. How did that go with my
Well-
kid? Because at that point I was probably going into kindergarten, or not that, I was 2, but
Your brother had a little trouble with his speech because you would always answer for him. So your mom got someone to come in to help him with, him talking. And when the lady came in and she'd ask questions, you would answer them. And I said, no, honey, Isaac has to answer. But you always piped up and gave the answer. And the lady said, this isn't going to work. And I said, okay, so go to the other room and play with your toys or something. That way we could work one-on-one with Isaac. But that's about it. You guys got along good.
we got along good.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Were there any moments where all 3 of us were just a pain?
Oh, there were some days I was so tired. When your mom would show up, I'd say, oh, thank God, fresh horses have arrived. And she goes, what do you mean by that? Honey, I'm tired. I lost a lot of weight during that time taking care of all 3 of you. I mean, you guys were like, 1, 2, and 3, Well, you were just very close in age because I got my first 2 grandkids the same year. You were born in January and Liliana in December. I hit the jackpot that year.
So I'm about to put a little insert in right here.
Okay, Liliana, what do you have that Alex wants? What do you have? Liliana, yeah, the dice. Now, 10 minutes are up. It's time for you to give them to Alex. Hello, are you going to give them to him? Hello, are you? And there, in this corner, we have Alex coming in to take them. Now, what's going to happen here? Huh? Are we going to share? Liliana. Give it to Grandma. Why not? Give him to Alex. Hurry up. Thank you. Thank you. That's a good little girl. That's a good girl. Good girl. Now give him to Alex. And now you want cookies instead of the dice? You've been fussy since you woke up. Let's see, today's Monday. Oh, and let's not forget Isaac. He's back over here just getting into the windowsill. They're on the ground. Isaac! Oh, he doesn't know his name yet. Isaac! Isaac Alfredo! Where are you? He's right there. I know, she still has your dice, huh? Yes, come look. Oh, now Isaac's taking them from her, look. What's going to happen? Isaac got them. Isaac has the dice. Oh boy. Another fun day here in Kittyland. You think he'll cry? I've got this on tape. Your daddies can see you guys. Isaac ended up with the dice. Easy. Yes, honey, I need liquor. I need liquor. Today was an ugly day, kids. There they go, the 3-ring circus.
It was of a home video where me, my brother, and I think Liliana was there too, were fighting over some dice. Do you remember that story?
No, not at all. Where were you fighting over the dice at my house?
It was at your house, yeah.
On Rolling Hills?
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all. Who took the video?
You did.
How could I have? I didn't have time to video.
I don't know.
In the morning, you always asked me for pan pings, which was pancakes.
Yeah.
You always wanted your pan pings.
Do you know why I always wanted pancakes?
I have no idea, but you loved them. You loved them. Now, your brother Isaac, he would ask for hot dogs. And I would get so angry with him. I said, no, you're not getting a hot dog. He'd yell at me, And so I told your mom, okay, you're going to need to bring some hot dogs for this boy. She bring me them little skinny weenies. And I said, I want the big plump ones. And she said, no, those are expensive. And I said, Audra, don't get cheap on me now. That was your mom.
All right, and my
Okay. Hey, Kansas. Now I'm recording. Hi, Jojo. Hi, baby. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can you say 10? Here, Jojo. Oh, intercepted. Are you kidding? You silly, silly boy. What? Where's Mommy at? Where? Where's Mommy at? Let's go find her. Show me where the Christmas trees are. Let's go. Let's go look at them. All right. Oh, is that the Christmas tree? There's your boy Charlie. There's your boy Charles. Yeah. What color is that? Yeah. Hi, Charlie Brown. Well, go on. Leave him alone, Charlie Brown. Let's go look at the other tree. Come on, Alex. Show me what colors are on there. Yeah, what colors are the Christmas tree, Alex? Blue and yellow. What else did you do today? What? What'd you do today? You hung out with Papa? You're telling stories. You weren't over at Papa's house. Oh, you were over there with Kansas? Yeah, I don't think so, bud. Oh, who's that? Hey, quit, Charlie. Leave him alone. That's enough. Charlie, stop. Quit licking his whole head, dude. What's wrong with you? Spank him. Alex, tell him no. Yeah, tell him no, no, Charlie. Charles, sit down. Sit down. Alex, say hi to the camera. Say my name is Chacho. Say hi, Charlie Brown. Oh, no, 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 Charlie. No, no, Char. Blue and yellow? And green and red? What other colors? Purple? All right. Where's Santa Claus? Where? Is that Santa Claus? Daddy's videotaping you. Where's the blue and yellow Christmas tree? Oh, I see you. Is that you with your bear, Alex? Hi, Mommy. Hey, let's jizz, Mommy.
you today? 2? Look, let's look at your toys. There's your fire truck. There's Bear. How old are you, bud? No, you're 2 today. Can you say it in Spanish? Can you say dos? What? Dos? Will you put on your fireman hat? Happy birthday, Alex.
Baby stories of you?
Yes.
No, not really. Typical baby.
Just typical baby.
Cried all the time.
Cried all the time. Yeah.
A couple baby stories I could recall was the time where my dog Charlie, which you saw in one of those clips, almost jumped on me, and but he like put his legs out and saved, and he like didn't land on me, and my dad freaked out and all that. Another story that I was told was I was a good kid from my grandma. And everyone says I was a good kid. Scared of the dark, I guess. I don't know. Something like that. And that's all for baby stories. Let's get into chapter 4. Chapter 4 is starting school. And in school, it was very weird. As school was not the best thing for me. I didn't like it. Kindergarten sucked, kind of. But I started kindergarten in 2011 and went to 2012. Here's the yearbook right here. And let's see here. I'm pretty sure I had the teacher, Miss Moore. And I sure did. My kindergarten teacher was Miss Moore. And my best friend, who I would meet in kindergarten at the time, was Kyan. And he is the only person to sign my yearbook that year. So Kyan, if you're watching this, you're a great person. And here's a couple stories from kindergarten year. I would say the best story of kindergarten year would have to be the time that we had a substitute teacher, and we had clip system back then, and I was at green day, yellow day, red day stuff. I had a green, but my clip was moved down to yellow, and I tried to explain to the substitute that it was moved down, and I had a red day that day, and I got in trouble, and I hated things. Another time was when we were doing our Dr. Seuss day, and I was supposed to eat green eggs and ham, but I said something, and they sent me out of the room because I was talking, and yet I was trying to explain yet again something that they had done, and it was stupid. So kindergarten year was all right. Kyan helped me through kindergarten year a lot, and that's kindergarten. So my first and second grade year. My first grade year, I don't have very good memories of it. I don't remember the teacher. I don't remember my students in the class. I don't remember anything from first grade. So we're going to skip over first grade. But for my second grade year, which would be in 2013 and 2014, I would be in second grade with the teacher who I believe is Miss Trujillo. let me check. Miss Trujillo. Yes, Miss Trujillo. This year I had a bunch of fun. I liked Miss Trujillo. She was a very nice teacher. I remember eating guacamole and chips and salsa in her class that year, and it was probably one of the best times ever. My brother had also started school, and his teacher was Miss Sweeney, and he would have a class with Milo, which is Kyan's brother. So we all became close friends, but that would slowly start to change throughout the years. On this yearbook, there's no autographs on this one, but this is really a year where school was the last it could be good, and like it was gonna go downhill after that. Third through fifth grade. Now, I have yearbooks for fourth and fifth grade, but I do not have a yearbook for third grade. I do remember my teacher. I'm 100% sure her name was Miss Travis. I also had Kyan in my classroom, and it was a very interesting year. And like, I feel like third grade was kind of a blur as well, like first, but it was more meaningful. In the start of math, I had lost my multiplication table, and that's why I've always been slow with multiplication. I always think I need a calculator, but that's why I'm not that good at math. Another story was the time where Kyan was kind of starting to be a little bully, but he was my friend. I didn't care. We were kids. I didn't know what I was doing, and some kid came in and kicked him where he shouldn't be kicked, and we all got in trouble. Me and Kyan laughed it off after that, and we were cool. Let's get into my fourth grade year, which would be 2015 to 2016. Let's see. My brother would be in second grade by this time, and he would have the teacher of Miss Collins, who does not work there anymore. He was still in a class with Milo, I think. No, he was not. Okay, but I was in the first favorite teacher I've ever had. Fourth grade, Miss Pope. Miss Pope was the best teacher. I loved her. She was amazing. She was a great, great, great teacher. And this is where I would meet future friends of mine. I would meet my friend Jasmine. I would meet another kid named Caden, who I don't talk to him no more. And most importantly, I would meet my best friend, Kobe, this year. I didn't become friends with Kobe, but I knew him. This was the year I finally started talking to him. Kyan was still here, but this would have been his last year here in this school, as he would leave this year or the next year. I don't remember. But Kyan had left, and I needed to find some new friends, and I couldn't do it. It was hard. It was hard in the fourth grade year. We started a state testing that year, and I don't know. It was just a very weird year to not have my friend Kyan there, and it was probably one of the signature moments. And yeah, that was that. It looks like I did have a couple autographs, but they're not memorable. I don't remember them. Let's talk about fifth grade now. Fifth grade year was my final year, 2016, 2017. This is actually my brother's yearbook because I can't find mine. But I signed it. Let's see here. He had a lot of friends. He's always been popular growing up. His third grade teacher was, I'm trying to find it, where Miss Mann. I have no clue who Miss Mann is. Then we had the safety patrol, which I was in safety patrol in fifth grade. I had gotten to safety patrol, and I was part of the safety patrol program with Miss Lily and Miss Wilson, and they were the best teachers. I mean, the best teachers. And there was a time where it was raining, There's a time where we just had a cool old group photo, and yeah, it's just a good times. I would show you the pictures on here, but I would have to point myself out, and it's in black and white. So sorry, I can't do that. But I can tell you who my fifth grade teacher was. Her name was Miss Rucker, and fifth grade was my final year in elementary. So I was going out with a bang. Um, it was not the best year, I would say. It was my last field day year. I loved field day. Field day was a great thing there. Book fair, all that was all coming to an end. Fifth grade year, and the last day of fifth grade year where I had my graduation, which was crazy. I graduated from fifth grade, which was weird. But I graduated fifth grade, and the day before, I had a dream that I was back in that kindergarten class with an evil teacher who wouldn't let me leave. It was so weird. But I ended up graduating fifth grade and heading to middle school to start a new chapter of my career. And yeah, that was fifth grade. Yeah, those were all my years of elementary school. Let's get into the final chapter. But before I do, I want to show you a quick tour, I would say, of this of the school. So here is that.
The school here, going around the front, and the building, I think, was made back in 1802, or that's either the address or the thing, I don't know. This is the front of the school. Not much to show here right now. There's our bench with a little bit of rhinestone. There's another bench coming up with the rhinestone. And this is just a very good thing. There's the tree that I always stood under. There's a little banner there. I don't remember that being there. That might be new. Here is the best part. It was the car things. I can't think of them. The license plates. Those were cool. There is some construction going on, so there's a little bit of construction right here where the library is. And yeah, that's all on this one. I don't know how a lot to say on this one. This one is very long. We'll show you the inside here in a minute. Alright, here's the inside. And I'm going to pause this real fast so I can read. I will allow myself and others to learn. I will maintain self-control. I will respect myself, others, and all property to be the great Griffith student that I am. That was the Griffith Pledge, and I can't, yeah, it was a weird thing. We have some pillars here. Our first pillar, these are new, by the way, ensure a safe environment. Our second pillar is treat all with dignity and respect. Our third pillar is high expectation for all. And our final pillar is build a meaningful relationship. Here's some artwork that has been at the school for years. It was there when I went there. This tree where it shows winter, summer, fall, all that. There's this other school right here, kind of the same thing. Then there's the plates that kids made. These were also here back when I went to school. I don't know what they are, but they're pretty cool, and they were here. Here's a little card trip. This is really fun, and it's the class of 2011. Here's another piece of artwork. This is very interesting. Here's more artwork. There's a lot of artwork in the school, all made by Mrs. Jansen in the art room. Here's a flower artwork in the school. Here's our gym. This is where we would play gym, and this was a very interesting place. Here's the courtyard. The courtyard was very, very small, really. This is outside. We were always next to a golf course, and the golf course was always nice. Here's the library, where Mrs. Wilson used to teach. She has officially retired, and the library is very messy right now, but that's because it was at the end of the year when I did this.
Then I'm gonna show the books. There's a lot of books around. And over here is where we had the computer lab back in the day with Miss Lily. And then just a lot of boxes, a lot of stuff. There's the wall. That's pretty cool. It's been there for years. Here's the playground. There's the swing set. I would always swing around. Here's the little jungle gym, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. This was added about 4 years. So like on my third grade year, I think it was added. Because in the original one is the one in the background, which would be the sandbox. We call it the sandbox. These benches are new that you see over here. Also in the sandbox, that little house I would always play in. I liked that little house. Then there's a cell tower in the middle of our school. I don't know why, but I guess there's just a cell tower. There's the soccer field, and then on the other side is the pre-K gym thing. Yeah. And there's our final bench. And you can watch the end right here.
All right, this is the final chapter where I would start middle school in 6th grade. I'm only going to talk a little bit about this because it's going to be more in depth in the next part. But I started 6th grade in 2017, obviously, in the beginning of the year. And I would meet my friend Angelina, who would then start a huge chain of me making friends throughout the next couple of years. She was the first person to help me. And then I would also meet Mel, Angel, and I would also become more friends with Jasmine at that time. So that was all that, and I will get more in depth with the stories of middle school and all that in the next part. So that being said, that's the end of this part of my documentary, and I will definitely be back for a second part. So stay tuned for that second part, please. And I will explain the stories of middle school, high school, work environment, and a bunch more. I'll see you there.